Good evening, friends. Millie and I are at the mountain house. We're at the cabin. And I was out here the other night and I saw lots of fireflies. So hopefully this evening we will be able to. She doesn't like it out here. It's okay, Millie. Hopefully this evening we will be able to catch some fireflies and we will share some nice stories. So we have our book, and then maybe we will be able to go out and catch a few fireflies. Maybe we'll get lucky. So our book is called Living Lights, Fireflies in Your Backyard, and it's written by Nancy Lowen and illustrated by Brandon Riebling. Living Lights, Fireflies in Your Backyard. Over our table of contents. Tiny stars. Look, over there. Tiny stars are winking and blinking in the tall grass by the river. Go ahead. Get closer. Be very still. Do you see what part of the firefly makes the light? Fireflies use their lights to find mates. The males flash from the sky as they fly. The females flash back from the ground or grass. And here's a little fact. There are more than 2,000 kinds of fireflies, and each kind has its own pattern of flashes. Catch a firefly and put it in a jar. Do you see the two shell-like pieces on its back? Those are the firefly's hard outer wings. They protect the firefly's body. Beneath the hard wings is a soft pair of wings. When the firefly flies, it spreads its hard wings apart and flaps its soft wings. And that's because a firefly isn't really a fly, it's a beetle. So true flies have one set of wings, but beetles have two sets. Remember when we learned about ladybugs? They have their hard outer cover wings and their soft flying wings. Count the firefly's legs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yes, 6 is right. The legs can bend in several places. At the tip of each leg is a foot with claws. No wonder fireflies can climb so well. Do you see those branches poking out of the firefly's head? They are called antennae. The firefly uses them to touch and smell. Look at those big eyes. Fireflies don't see clear images, but they are very good at seeing fast-moving things. This helps them fly away from enemies, such as frogs and spiders. So these kind of eyes with many, many lenses are called compound eyes. So when we look through our eyes see one image at a time. But fireflies' eyes are made up of hundreds of tiny pieces. And each of those tiny pieces, called a lens, carries a different picture. So for a firefly, seeing through their eyes is like looking do you ever look through a mirror and things get bounced around and you see a whole bunch of you at one time? That's what it's like looking through an insect's eyes. That's why bugs in general are so hard to catch. What do fireflies eat? If you look beneath the firefly's head, you will see little hooks. Those are the firefly's mandibles, or jaws. You probably won't see a firefly eat. Most adult fireflies do not eat anything at all. Adult fireflies don't live very long, just 5 to 30 days. So yeah, when Millie was doing her research, she discovered that no scientists have actually ever seen a grown-up firefly eat. They know that the baby fireflies, the larvae, are carnivores, just like a lot of other beetles, like ladybugs are carnivores. But yeah, grown-up fireflies, they might not eat at all. When a firefly hatches from an egg, it is called a larva. It looks like a little worm. Oh, here it is. All summer long, the larva eats snails, insects, and earthworms. When the larva changes into a firefly, it might not need to eat anymore. So that's just what Millie found out when she was doing her research today. Firefly eggs. A firefly's main purpose is to mate, right? We know that means to have eggs and make babies. A female will lay as many as 1,000 eggs in loose, damp soil. The eggs are small and round, and they glow ever so faintly. Many of these eggs will be next year's fireflies. So our little fun fact says fireflies mate in marshes, swamps, rivers, and other damp areas all over the world. They live on every continent except for Antarctica. So that explains why we have so many up at the cabin usually. They just might not be up at the mountain. They're probably down by the pond where we were today. Into the night. Now it's time to let your firefly go. The firefly will flash and fly a little while longer. In daytime, it will hide under the grass or under a leaf. But it will be back tomorrow night, making the evening a little bit brighter with its dance of light. So this is the life cycle, and we'll let Millie tell you more about that. And let's see. We're going to do another book on fireflies, so we'll include more of these fun facts. We'll do another I've got another firefly book that we're going to do. But for now, we just have to wait for it to get dark enough to where we'll hopefully see some fireflies and get to catch some and look at them up close. So there are not that many fireflies out tonight, not really quite sure why. So we're going to try a little experiment. All you need to do this is a flashlight and a clear container of some sort. If you want to keep your firefly for a little while, you need to make sure that you have poked air holes in the lid of your jar. But we're just going to keep ours for a minute or two, so I didn't bother to poke holes in it. Alright guys, you're not going to believe this, but there were no fireflies, so we started flashing a flashlight, and they're starting to come. So, I don't know if it's going to show up on the video, but maybe I'll be able to catch a few. Yeah, I was sitting here, and there was nobody. And then a few were coming down from the mountain. So far I've seen about 5 of them. So what the article I read said to do was to take your flashlight and flash it in short bursts to make it seem like you yourself are a firefly. And it seems to be working. It's not as many as I hoped would happen, but it's still better than nothing. I think we might be able to catch one. So here we caught a firefly in a jar. This one was flying high around, and it sort of went for the reflection of my flashlight in the window. And so this guy, I can't find him. Where? So there he is. So we'll let Millie tell you some interesting facts about fireflies.
Silly Miss Amy. There aren't so many fireflies out right now because firefly season lasts only for about 2 weeks. It comes at a different time every summer, and scientists aren't really sure why. They think temperature and soil moisture play a big part. It takes fireflies almost 2 years to complete their life cycle. Eggs are laid under bark or in moist soil, and they will hatch in about 4 weeks. Then comes the larval stage. They grow underground for about 2 years. Some of these larvae even glow. Then, just like butterflies go into a chrysalis, those glowworms will go into a pupa stage too, where they change and grow and get their more beetle-like features. Adult fireflies live only for a few weeks. Scientists are not even sure that grown-up fireflies even eat. That is why prime firefly season lasts only for about 2 weeks. So if you see a firefly now, be sure to pay extra good attention. It might be the last one you see until next year.
So we're going to get ready to let our firefly free. Let me get him out of the jar so you can see him. There he is. So we'll be sure to let him go, and maybe we'll catch another one tomorrow. Bye.